excited to be here in Muskogee, Oklahoma at Honor Heights Park. And joining me is Edie McJunkins, who's responsible for getting all the azaleas to bloom this time of year. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And I know I've heard about this place for years. Tell us a little bit about the azaleas and kind of the history of this place.
Well, Honor Heights Park, it started back in 1934. And they just decided to see if the azaleas would grow here in Oklahoma, because azaleas are not ever supposed to touch Oklahoma soil. So we planted it. No azaleas are planted in Oklahoma soil. All the azaleas are on raised beds.
Oh, okay.
And they're planted in mostly shaded areas. And we try to integrate new varieties every year. We have several colors of azaleas, and they come in different shades of pink, different shades of reds, and you have different shades of whites.
Well, they're absolutely beautiful, and I know they're some are a little past already and some are just starting, and that's our weather, right? In Oklahoma,
that's
there's
Oklahoma
one thing
weather.
You can't control, right?
Is the weather.
So tell me a little bit about that season if somebody's wanting to come here. When's kind of that season for azaleas?
The season for azaleas is like right now. It's April 5th? Mm-hmm. And the season for azaleas will be right now, because there is no peak.
Okay.
They bloom sporadically. And so this right now is about the best it's gonna get.
Okay.
But you'll always have some color.
So Muskogee is known for their azaleas, and this has been going on. I remember this from when I was a kid, hearing about the Azalea Festival and everything. Tell us a little bit, you have people coming from all over for this,
yes,
right?
They come from all kind of places, as far as, sometimes we've had people come as far as Colorado to come and see. They'll call, and some of them don't care if it's at its peak or not. It's a tradition for them to come down and see the azaleas.
Okay.
And they just make a weekend out of it sometimes.
So since you're in charge of all of these azaleas and blooming and that sort of stuff, what's the secret? You said a lot of them are in raised beds. Are you amending the pH? What are some of the things that you do for maintenance on these azaleas?
We have to amend the pH. If you notice, a lot of them are planted under oak trees, under pine trees. Those trees are acidic, and so it adds to the pH of the soil. We have to add fertilizers at the end of the season. We fertilize in July. Okay. And we have to constantly keep mulch on the beds. We use pine needles. We use pecan hulls. And we have to regulate the water. Okay. Azaleas like to be cool. They don't like to be wet. So we have to regulate the water according to the heat of the sun.
Okay. All right. So you're trying to keep them protected from our Oklahoma sun. You are on eastern side of Oklahoma, get a little more natural rainfall also, and a little more lower pH in that soil as well. So that's important.
Very important.
So these azaleas, they live a long time for you here. Tell us a little bit about how old some of these beds are.
Azaleas are very slow growers. Mm-hmm. Most of these beds are original, some of the original beds that were built when Honor Heights was established. We have some azaleas that are 30 years old, but they're small, because they're very, very slow growers, but they're strong. Yeah. And they're shallow rooted.
And one of the things that, obviously you're the azalea capital here, it seems like. So one of the things, though, I was a little struck by is how many beautiful dogwoods you also have here. You have a numerous amount of dogwoods blooming, and it looks like we just missed the red buds. Tell us a little about the whole season here at Honor Heights Park.
The red buds are usually the ones that first start blooming. They start blooming probably early this year. They started blooming the first part of March. Mm-hmm. So they're already spent. They're done. And then in come the dogwoods and the cherry trees. We try to plant every variety of dogwood that there is. You have Cherokee Chief, Cherokee Princess, you have Snow Cloud, and you just have a big variety of them. We try to have them all here in Honor Heights Park.
Well, they're beautiful on display. And so after the dogwoods, there comes some other flowering stuff.
Then after the dogwoods, we have the crepe myrtles, we have woodgelia, we plant annual bedding plants. And we just try to keep the color going all season.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. And I'm glad that we hit the azaleas, but there's always something else to be coming here. And really, even at Christmas time, right?
Yes, it is. We have a fabulous garden of lights. Every tree, we try to put lights in every tree. We put lights on every azalea bush. If I can animate it with lights, I do it.
Well, thank you so much, Edie, for sharing this with us.
It's been a joy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We hope you enjoyed this video as part of our Oklahoma Gardening YouTube channel. You can also find even more videos on the OK Gardening Classics YouTube channel. And join us on social media for great gardening tips, photos, and discussion.